Into the final minutes, although Kilmarnock-Aberdeen was a late restart in the second half due to an injury to the referee. At Rugby Park, Kilmarnock won, Aberdeen won. Mixu Patalainen gave Aberdeen the lead. Kilmarnock have equalised through Ali Mitchell. 3, so a point for Cowdenbeath. They're struggling, but 30 home games without a win. There's 1-1, the final score is in from Rugby Park, so Ali Mitchell gets a point after Mixu Patalainen had put the Dons in front, and strange to think that Aberdeen have only 4 wins from their 12 Premier games so far.
Dundee United 2, Partick Thistle 2, Hibernian 1, Celtic 1, Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 1.
John Barnes.
Well, the start of the second half was delayed for over 10 minutes till the replacement was found for an injured linesman, but when it did finish, the scoreline was 1-1. It was not entirely a confidence-boosting performance by Aberdeen prior to the European tie with Torino. Kilmarnock with a more enterprising side and were unfortunate not to open the scoring in the first minute through Tom Brown. However, it was Mixu Patalainen who'd hit the post with a shot in the first half that gave the visitors the lead in 73 minutes with a looping header which totally deceived Bobby Geddes. However, within 3 minutes, Kilmarnock were back in level terms thanks to an Ali Mitchell thunderbolt from 25 yards. Kilmarnock took their unbeaten run to 9 games with this display, but for Aberdeen that's now 4 games without a win in the league. Final scoreline: Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 1.
Hibs still on top, but their lead is cut to 1. 1-1 against Celtic at Easter Road today was the final score. Gareth Evans scored first for them. Jerry Craney equalised for Celtic. Motherwell moved to within a point of the lead, courtesy of a 1-0 win at Fir Park against bottom club Dundee. Dougie Arnott scored his 7th goal of the season. Aberdeen 1-1 at Kilmarnock, as you've just heard. At Rugby Park, it was a late kick-off, in the second half at least, due to an injury to the referee. It finished Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 1. Mixu Patalainen scored late on for the Dons, his 3rd goal of the season. It looked to have given them victory, but Ali Mitchell struck in spectacular style to keep Kilmarnock well in contention at the top of the table. Keep their good run going. Only 4 league wins this season for Aberdeen.
Kilmarnock and Aberdeen leave it late at Rugby Park, but Ali Mitchell's goal start to the season had the chance to go within 1 game of their previous best Premier League run of 10 matches undefeated. George McCluskey had to settle for a place on the bench, which opened the door for Tom Brown, who just a few months ago was playing junior football with Glenafton. After 3 consecutive games without a win, Aberdeen boss Willie Miller brought back Gary Smith, Lee Richardson and Brian Grant, with Grant making his first appearance since the opening day of the season. The referee was Eric Martindale from Glasgow, the commentator Jerry McNee.
So away we go on a perfect afternoon for football. The sun's shining here in Ayrshire, and the pitch at Rugby Park, as usual, immaculate. Aberdeen on their first visit here for 10 years and conceding a corner kick there through Alec McLeish in the opening seconds of the match. So Kilmarnock have made a great start in the return to the Premier League. They've taken 11 points out of the last 16 in an unbeaten run that goes on for 8 games. Aberdeen have been stuttering of late, and they're under pressure right away here. That's Kane's header. A long one played through by Mlln. That's aimed at Patalainen, holding off the challenge there of Ray Montgomery. Let Killie have it again through Tom Black. Surging forward, it breaks through to Williamson. The chance is on here for Brown. But the flag had gone up in actual fact on the near side. But sweet move there from Kilmarnock. Good first touch by Williamson into the path of Brown, but the flag had gone up. Patalainen gets the touch through. This is Jess. I think the early ball, it's blocked by Mlln. It's McKimmie. Good through by Jess. Good running by McKimmie. Shearer's in the middle, so it is Patalainen. But it's knocked away by Montgomery. It's good play by Stuart McKimmie. And there was certainly support in the middle. They combined well there, did McKimmie with Jess. And sent the ball through. But Put out there by Ray Montgomery, the Kilmarnock skipper. Here come Kilmarnock again. It's knocked away though by Ali Mitchell. McLeish's header. Smith. McLeish again. And the offside flag is up. Shearer well forward there. I think Jess was also in an offside position on the far side. So Mlln sends a high one forward. And Snelder's in there ahead of Williamson. And McSkimming doing well there to knock the ball down towards the striker. Good leap there by McSkimming. This is Williamson. Black sends it through, the ball taking a deflection there, but easily taken in the end by Snelders. And the throw out putting Smith under pressure here from Mitchell. And Gary Smith not at all happy with the throw out from his goalkeeper. Good turn there by Mitchell, gets in the cross. And this is Reilly coming through now. And well stopped by Snelders. Well, Reilly getting in the shot. Initially it was Ali Mitchell doing well on the right-hand side, whipping in the cross, which fell behind everyone. And then Mark Reilly followed through, won the ball and got in the shot, which was charged down by Snelders. Gimme challenges. Touch from Grant. Now it's Shearer. Patalainen's onside. That's an excellent ball. Still it's Patalainen. And off the post. Well, Patalainen getting away from his markers, getting away from Mlln. And doing extremely well. Montgomery trying to get back and the shot coming off the post. So unlucky for Aberdeen. This is Shearer. Playing it out into space, looking for Jess. Richardson. Again, Kilmarnock getting plenty of players behind the ball. Kilmarnock keep possession up. This is Grant. Nice turn by Grant. That's Patalainen. Mlln's in there with him. Richardson gets a touch to Jess. Well, it was Kane who got his head to the ball, but it didn't break Aberdeen's way. This is Mitchell. Williamson. Skillen. Through for Brown to chase. Snelders having to race from his line. The player comes down. No reaction at all from the referee. Still play going on. This is Skilling. Well, still the Kilmarnock player is on the deck. Still play goes on. It's Mark Skilling. And eventually away by Irvin. Meanwhile, Brown is getting back to his feet. And the ball sent out of play by Andy Mlln. Well, the Kilmarnock fans were on their feet immediately, claiming a penalty kick as Snelders came to meet Brown. Always very difficult for goalkeepers coming to meet an attacking player in that type of situation. Knocked away by Skilling. Grant steps in for Aberdeen. This is McLeish. Well, there were several Aberdeen players in an offside position there, and no flag, and the Kilmarnock fans rightly annoyed. Several Aberdeen players caught as Kilmarnock moved out. Just an incredible situation there, involving the far side linesman. We're inside the final minute of this first half. Here come Kilmarnock through Ali Mitchell. Gary Smith is going with him all the way, and Kilmarnock have the throw-in. So the pace of the game lifting again, but Not much time left. This is Williamson. And sent in there by Mitchell. Selders reacting immediately, sending the ball out to Paul Kane. Long one now for Shearer to chase. The goalkeeper's well off his line. Shearer can't quite believe it. So the striker reacting quickly. The long ball played through. And for once the Kilmarnock defence really caught out. Geddes well out of his goal. And the ball going just beyond the post. This is Irvine for Aberdeen. It's cut out by MacPherson. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, a largely disappointing first half. Kilmarnock certainly started in exciting fashion, but the best chance of all perhaps falling to Aberdeen after 26 minutes. Patalainen broke away from Mlln, shook off Montgomery and sent the ball crashing against the left-hand post of Bobby Geddes. The half-time score here at Rugby Park, Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 0. So we will go for the second half, and we'll be hoping for a better second 45 minutes. Well, Kilmarnock certainly started the game well, and here they come pushing forward through Mitchell, and immediately he wins the throw-in off McLeish. Well, this is Brown. Trying to find MacPherson, and the ball goes behind for the goal kick. It's Mitchell running into trouble in the shape of Jess, but he gives it away, picked up by Reilly. Really no one getting a chance to settle in the ball, very little chance to play football. Black swings that one in, and a headed clearance by McLeish with Williamson threatening. And McLeish taking absolutely no chance with the Kilmarnock striker in close proximity, and sends the ball behind for the corner. Mitchell swings it into the far post, and it's Patalainen providing the cover against Montgomery. Oh, the ball played short, and then the cross way beyond the far post, and it was Patalainen who had to nip in ahead of Montgomery. This is Brown turning, getting in a good cross. Now it's Black. Well, the chance was certainly on there for Tom Black to notch his second goal of the season. Then it was played in to the near post area this time. Good play that by Brown. And Tom Black coming in, sending in the first time effort. Nice little turn by Jess. Switch of play to Kane. McKimmie races ahead of him. Better play by Aberdeen. McKimmie getting well forward. This is Grant. Not far away. You saw the goalkeeper off his line, trying to stab it over him. But a better build-up that by Aberdeen, stringing the passes together. And that effort not too far away. Played through now by Black, looking for Williamson. That's a good ball. McSkimming coming in there, and the ball dipping over the crossbar for the goal kick. Well, the Kilmarnock players claiming a corner kick. It was Williamson who sent the high ball in, and it clearly come off the head of the Aberdeen defender. So the referee taking some stick from the home fans. This is Black, here by Irvine. The ball through from Reilly. This is McSkimming. He gets a second chance at it. It's Reilly, sending in a good cross. And not far away. Brown in there. McSkimming laid it off, Reilly whipped it in, and Brown diving in bravely. So that gets the home fans going. This is Booth. Cleared by Mlln. They've been climbing above Williamson. Chested down by Shearer, despite the attentions of Black. Long one now from Kane, looking for Patalainen. The header! And it's a goal! Well, Patalainen's header, catching Bobby Geddes. 72 minutes gone. The deadlock is broken at last. The high ball played forward. There seemed no real danger here. Patalainen got his head to the ball. And it come off the underside of the bar. Catching Geddes. So Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 1. This is Williamson. Losing out to Grant. Ball's pushed forward by Reilly. It's Mitchell. Getting in the cross. And McKimmie reacted there as McSkimming came in on the far post. Good play again by Mitchell. Taking on Gary Smith, whipping in the cross, and McKimmie nipped in just ahead of Skilling. It's Mitchell who takes it. And the challenge going in there from Irvine. It's cleared by Smith. Returned by Montgomery. This is Brown. Tom Black. McSkimming. Mitchell. Again, it's Mitchell trying the shot. It's a good one. It's a marvellous goal. Ali Mitchell. 75 minutes gone. And Kilmarnock give the carpet reply. Well, from the moment they hit that one, it looked good all the way. And it caught Snelders completely by surprise. Tremendous right foot shot into the far corner. Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 1. It's headed down by McLeish. Irvine struggling a bit. Gives it away to Mitchell. MacPherson's running in support. This is MacPherson. Still it's MacPherson, taking on McLeish. It's charged down by Snelders. Here's Brown, and it's blocked there by Irvine. This is McCluskey. A disappointing one there by Reilly. Not all bad of play. It's Kilmarnock's throw. Well, what a chance for Brown as the ball broke to him. He struck it well, but Irvine was there to block it. This is Booth, nice little touch to Grant. Forward for Patalainen to chase. Aberdeen getting plenty of players forward. Still it's Patalainen. Connors on the far side. So to Smith. Smith switching it back over to Booth. That's Aberdeen's ball. Sean McSkimming making the challenge. This is Booth with Patalainen. It's given away there. A complete miscue by Connor. Well, there seemed to be no danger at all. But Connor completely miscuing in front of goal. It's a minute of injury time played. Here come Aberdeen. And sends it out towards Connor. Intercepts MacPherson. It's Connor again for Aberdeen. This is Grant. Richardson. This is MacPherson now. And the final whistle sounds. Well, a duo struggle all afternoon, but the match exploding in the space of 3 minutes in the second half. Aberdeen took the lead when a long ball was played forward. Patalainen got his head to it and caught Bobby Geddes off his line. But then in 75 minutes, a superb goal by Ali Mitchell out on the left. Made a marvellous shot with his right foot, which caught Snelders. And the final score here at Rugby Park. is Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 1.
So the point shared, but afterwards Jenny asked both managers how the current level of football in the Premier League could be improved.
Well, I think the nation's a very, very passionate nation about football, and they like to see their football that way. And they don't like to see it slow and calculated build-up and skillful build-up. They like to see it quick and aggressive, and that's the way Scottish football is. And I don't know how they can change that, Jerry, to be honest. But I know there's a lot of very good players not being allowed to play because other teams don't allow them to play, and that's a shame. But that's the way the game's been going for certainly for the last 10 years in this country. And a lot of the supporters, I mean, to be fair, I mean, they like to go and they like to see people trying, and I think that's possibly the thing that's taken over now, the fact that, you know, if you've got somebody in your team that can go and give 100% effort, a lot of the times you'll maybe go with that player rather than the player that can be just that wee bit of magic for you.
Teams, they're out to survive. I mean, with three going down as well, everybody, you know, is trying to make sure they don't get taxed at the bottom of the league and fighting for every point. And really, every team, we had it last week against Partick Thistle and today. I mean, they work really hard, they're working really hard, and you don't have the time in midfield. I mean, you just can't take the ball down in midfield. You take the ball down in midfield now and you're getting tackled. How we sort it out, I don't know. Hopefully we can get it sorted out and taking away the fear factor, and that we encourage teams to play football and play it a wee bit slower and a bit more attractively. I mean, they bring in the pass-back rule, which I think the crowd enjoy, but in terms of football, I don't think that our game ever needed speeding up. We're trying to calm it down and slow it down, but the pass-back rule means that it's a legitimate tactic to play the ball over the top of defences, because you know that they're going to put defences under pressure by doing that. And I think that's what we've seen this season. Certainly teams against us are using that tactic, and when it's working for them, they're going to use that tactic.
Well, we've had a lot of calls on that very subject. We'll take one now from Sam Mlln from Motherwell. Sam, you're through to Jerry and Gordon.
Hello.
Hello.
I feel we need an influx of European coaches into our games at all levels. It's essential we learn to retain possession of the ball. Against Italy, and the few times we gained possession, we'd lost it again within seconds.
OK, an influx of European coaches. Jerry?
I think I suggested this about 10 years ago. I don't think it would change everything. I think it'd be good to have some of these fellas come in to work with some of the younger players, but we do have good managers and coaches in this country. I think Willie Miller was absolutely right there. We've got to have a change of attitude, and we've got to take the fear factor out of football. We're reaping the grim harvest now of the 44 games. I'd love to get all the people who voted for that into this studio and let them face the supporters and the players who are constantly injured because of it.
So we need a change of attitude, Gordon.
Yeah, well, I thought Willie Miller and Tommy Burns explained the problems very well indeed there. But you're saying foreign coaches. I mean, we've got so many people involved in Scottish football now with coaching badges, probably more than there was, 10 years ago, yet the games went back the way instead of progressed. And we have, Ivan Golak's come in, he's a foreign coach, and I really don't see any dramatic difference in the way Dundee United are playing their football this year. So whether the foreign coaches would help, I do not know. But we need to change the style of play because the football has been poor to watch this season.
I think you've got to admire, though, Gordon, the way Tommy Burns has motivated his team. I think that's very important with 3 going down. It was summed up by Tom Brown yesterday. He's not the biggest fella in the world, but he had a fair bit of success in the air as well as on the ground.
Yeah, well, it's unusual to see Brian Irvine losing so many aerial battles. I mean, and he isn't a big lad, but he's got a terrific leap and terrific timing in the air. And as you noticed there, I mean, they worked so hard. The whole Kilmarnock side, I mean, they're very competitive at the back. You've got Tom Brown coming in there, been out for a while, and as Jim mentioned at the start of the programme, just up from junior football not so long ago, which is nice to see because there's not many players make a success of senior football now from juniors.
Jerry, we spoke about the fear factor. There was no fear from Ali Mitchell when he unleashed that shot. What about his performance?
Yeah, work rate was immense, and again, a willingness to take on opponents, and he had a marvellous game.
He played in little fits and starts. I mean, like most wingers, I mean, they're not running at full backs for the full 90 minutes. But when you get into positions like that, I mean, it's the most dangerous position in the field. A winger, going up to a full back, round you go, and whipping a ball in. Defender's nightmare. And of course, he topped it off with this. I mean, there doesn't look anything on here at all. Just comes inside there and unleashes a great right foot shot. Might have took a little bit of a deflection off Alec McLeish, but it was a great goal.
What about Tom Black for Kilmarnock, Gordon? He seemed to get forward very well.
Yeah, he does. I mean, as a player, he's well suited to going forward because he's got a tremendous shot, very, very good left foot, and knocks nice balls into the strikers as well. Good for the strikers when you get somebody like that at the back and they're getting good service from them. And he defended well when he had to as well. I've seen Kilmarnock, that's 3 times this season, and he's been rock solid every single time.
A good seasoned player and what's going to be a difficult second half of the season probably for Kilmarnock.
Well, they've certainly had a great start. I mean, that's saying took points off of Rangers, Celtic, Aberdeen, which, I mean, nobody really expected at the start of the season. And
just when suspensions, I suppose, come in, suspensions.
Well, injuries, suspensions. Tommy Burns can't go out and spend money.
One thing's for sure, Tommy Burns has got himself a highly competitive back four at Kilmarnock. How did you feel Duncan Shearer got on against them yesterday, Gordon?
Well, I think the problem for Duncan Shearer yesterday, I mean, he really wasn't in the game enough, simply because I didn't think he got good enough service. When he did the 3 or 4 occasions in the first half, as you see here, good use of the ball, bringing other people into the game, sending that nice ball through for Patalainen, which he hits the post with. But I think just Aberdeen aren't firing on all cylinders just now. I don't think they're playing anything like the way they were at times last season. Normally you get lovely football from Aberdeen, but it's just not quite working for
Aberdeen. I think in fairness
to
to Shearer, he's hit double figures already, so at least the goals are coming. That's important for a striker.
As always, Jerry, controversy with a couple of penalty incidents. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited about these at all. I think, you know, the referee had a difficult day yesterday, but I think he got this one absolutely right. As I said in commentary, it's difficult for the goalkeeper coming out in a situation, but I think Snelders goes for the ball here, and the referee got that one right.
Yeah, I think they were always going to collide, but Snelders did go for the ball and he cleared it with his leg before they made an impact. So the referee got that. A difficult one for the referee to judge as well, but he got it 100% right.
And there was one at the other end as well, involving Stuart McKimmie. Again, I wouldn't get overexcited about this one. I think there was maybe a little bit of nudging going on from Brown there.
Well, I think in these situations, the referee will always favour the defender, and that's something that happens week in, week out. Defenders just nudging into forwards as balls are coming across, but it's still taking a chance nevertheless.
OK, well, the telephone calls are coming in thick and fast. Let's go to John McEwen from Glasgow. John, you're through to Jerry and Gordon.
Yes, Jerry. I'd like to ask, did you watch the game with Holland and Germany, Holland and England in midweek? I watched the English team and I thought they were destroyed by a team playing 2 wingers. We tore their full backs to shreds. Don't you think now the trend should be towards playing wingers?
Well, wingers as well know are a dying breed, but I think, yes, we do need more width in the game, and it certainly opens up defences, gets in behind them, and I would agree with you 1000% there. I think we've got to look at the Dutch. They've been a great lesson to us now since the early 70s with their total football concept, and they just keep coming back stronger and stronger.
We need more wingers, Gordon.
Well, we'd all love more wingers. I mean, players like Jimmy Johnson and Willie Henderson, they just don't seem to be about. I agree with the caller. I mean, when you watch Brian Roy on Wednesday night, it's great to see wingers going at full-backs. It's the most exciting thing in the game for me. Just isn't enough of them.
Our next caller is David Smith from Trinent. David, you're through.
Hello, John.
Hello.
Right, my point to Jerry is that most of the fans in the east of Scotland are fed up in 63 hearing about Celtic and all their problems.
Well, make your point, you're on.
When are you going to start making similar points about Hearts?
Well, what point do you want to make about Hearts? You've wasted about 15 or 20 seconds there. What point do you want to make?
Well, what about Wallace Mercer and his directors? I mean, Wallace Mercer is bleeding the club dry. Now, you're supposed to be the champion of the people according to your article in the Sunday Mail. Now, Wallace Mercer is doing similar, if not worse, things than the Celtic directors.
Well, ask me a direct question, please, about Wallace Mercer.
Well,
what is your point?
Well, my point is that you keep going on about the Celtic
But
directors.
way back to that. What is your point about Wallace Mercer?
Well, do you think he's doing a good job for
I
Hearts?
think it's a Mercer must go here.
Well, I think Wallace Mercer in the past did a good job for Hearts, but I've said it, and if you listen to me, I've said this in recent times, Wallace Mercer should go now, and I don't believe that he should take Tynecastle away from Hearts. That is an issue that must be addressed soon. It will be at an EGM, but Hearts must hold on to their own stadium. It should not go to Wallace Mercer.
All right, David, thanks for your call. Your ears are burning, but thank you. And we'll take more of your calls later, but coming up in a couple of minutes, all the top